Psychology says people who never ask for help aren't strong. They learned early that relying on others leads to disappointment. They don't want to feel like a burden, even when they're struggling. They carry everything alone and call it independence. Not asking for help isn't strength. Sometimes it's silent survival. There is a dangerous lie we are told from the moment we can understand language, that being nice is the highest virtue a human can possess. We are praised for being easygoing. We are rewarded for not making trouble. We are valued for being the ones who always say yes, who never complain, and who always smooth over the jagged edges of everyone else's bad moods. But there is a massive soul-crushing difference between being kind and being nice. Kindness comes from a place of strength, a place of abundance. It is a choice made with boundaries and self-respect. But being too nice, that often comes from a place of deep, unacknowledged fear. It is a survival strategy disguised as a personality trait. If you are a silent mind, you know exactly what this feels like. You are the one who apologizes when someone else bumps into you. You are the one who stays late at work to fix someone else's mistake because you're afraid they'll be mad if you leave. You are the one who swallows your own opinions until you can no longer remember what they were. You have become a professional at reading the room, at anticipating needs, and at disappearing so that others can feel big. Today we are going to look at the high price you are paying for that niceness. Because that price isn't just your time or your energy, it is your very identity. We are going to explore why your inability to say no isn't a sign of a good heart, it's a sign of a wounded one. Welcome to Silent Minds. Today we unmask the people pleaser. Why are you like this? Why does the idea of someone being slightly disappointed in you feel like a physical threat? To find the answer, we have to go back. Most chronic people pleasers were once the good child. In your household, perhaps love was not a free-flowing river, but a currency you had to earn. Maybe you had a parent who was emotionally volatile, or a sibling who took up all the space with their problems. You learned very early that the safest place for you to be was no trouble at all. You became hyper-vigilant. You learned to scan the tone of a voice, the sound of a footstep, the way a cabinet door was closed. You became an expert at emotional weather forecasting. If the atmosphere was heavy, you took it upon yourself to lighten it. You learned that if you were perfect, if you were helpful, if you were silent, you could prevent the storm. This is where the mask began. You traded your authenticity for safety. You learned that your needs were a burden and that your only value lay in what you could do for others. The good child never grew up. They just got better at hiding. And now, as an adult, you are still looking for that gold star of approval, terrified that if you stop performing, the love will stop flowing. In psychology, we talk a lot about fight, flight, or freeze. But there is a fourth response that is the hallmark of the silent mind, the fawn response. Fawning is a trauma response where a person seeks safety by appeasing the perceived threat. If you cannot fight the aggressor and you cannot run away, you try to become exactly what they want you to be. You mirror their opinions. You anticipate their anger and move to neutralize it with kindness. You become a pleaser to stay alive emotionally. The problem is that fawning works. It is an effective survival strategy. It keeps the peace in the short term. It prevents the argument. It keeps the relationship from exploding. But the cost is catastrophic. Every time you fawn, you are betraying yourself. You are telling your own nervous system that your truth doesn't matter as much as someone else's comfort. This creates a profound internal conflict. Your body knows you are being mistreated, but your mind is screaming at you to keep smiling, to keep nodding, to keep being nice. Over years, this chronic fawning leads to a state of total emotional dissociation. You feel like a ghost in your own life, watching yourself agree to things you hate and laugh at jokes that hurt you. Being too nice is like paying an invisible tax on every hour of your life. You don't see it leaving your bank account, but you feel the poverty of your soul. This tax manifests in your health. Because you cannot express your anger or your needs outwardly, your body has to house them. Chronic people pleasers often suffer from unexplained back pain, migraines, digestive issues, and profound fatigue. Your body is trying to speak the no that your mouth is too afraid to say. It manifests in your relationships. You think that by being nice, you are building deep connections, but you aren't. You are building connections to a character you are playing because you never show your true self, your frustrations, your desires, your boundaries. No one can truly love you. They only love the convenience you provide. This leads to a crushing sense of loneliness, even when you are surrounded by people who claim to be your friends. The invisible tax is also your time. How many hours of your life have you spent on projects you didn't care about, events you didn't want to attend, and listening to people who never ask how you are? You are giving away the literal minutes of your existence to avoid a 5-minute awkward conversation. There is a dark side to the people pleaser that no one wants to talk about: the resentment. Because you are constantly giving more than you have, and because you are constantly suppressing your own needs, a poison begins to build up in your system. It's a quiet, cold resentment. You start to feel like a victim. You think, after everything I've done for them, how could they treat me like this? But here is the hard truth. They are treating you this way because you have taught them that they can. You have taught them that your boundaries are flexible and that your no actually means maybe if you ask again. This resentment often leads to the silent choice we discussed in our last video. The people pleaser doesn't communicate their growing anger. They just store it until the vessel bursts. Then you suddenly go cold. You withdraw, you cut them off, and the other person is genuinely confused because to them, you were always so nice. They didn't see the thousands of tiny sacrifices that were killing you. This cycle of give, explode is the hallmark of an unhealthy, silent mind. We often tell ourselves we are being nice because we love peace, but we need to be honest. Most of the time, we aren't loving peace. We are just terrified of conflict. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the presence of harmony, and harmony requires honesty. Honesty, by its very nature, involves occasional friction. When you avoid conflict at all costs, you aren't creating peace. You are creating a fake calm that sits on top of a volcano of unsaid words. Conflict is actually a form of intimacy. It says, I care enough about this relationship to tell you the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. When you refuse to engage in healthy conflict, you are depriving the relationship of the chance to grow. You are keeping it in a shallow, superficial state. To break the cycle, you have to learn to sit with the discomfort of someone being mad at you. You have to realize that their anger is their emotion to manage, not yours to fix. You are not responsible for the emotional regulation of every adult in your life. The world will not end if you say, I can't do that. So how do you stop? How do you step out of the cage of niceness? It starts with a radical act of honesty. You have to admit that your niceness is a manipulation. It is a way you try to control how others see you so that you can feel safe. Once you admit that, you can start to choose authenticity instead. Start small. Practice the small no. When someone asks where you want to eat, don't say, I don't care, whatever you want. Say what you actually want. When someone asks for a favor that you don't have time for, practice saying, I'd love to help, but I'm at capacity right now. Watch what happens. The people who only loved your convenience will drift away. This will be painful, but it is necessary. They were never your friends, they were your customers. But the people who truly care about you, they will respect you more. They will feel safer with you because they will know that when you say yes, you actually mean it. You are trading the gold star of approval for the diamond of self-respect. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive. If you felt seen or even a little uncomfortable during this video, good. That discomfort is the part of you that is ready to grow. Real peace isn't found in making everyone else happy. It's found in the quiet knowledge that you are being true to yourself. It's found in the silence of a mind that no longer has to rehearse apologies for existing. If you have a story about breaking free from people-pleasing, or if you are still in the middle of that struggle, share it below. Let's make the comments a space where we can be honest instead of just nice. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to be no sometimes. Take care of your peace and remember, your life is not a performance for an audience that isn't even paying attention. Until next time.